What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Hope all of you are having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of Days. What the fuck is EJ doing? EJ, yo, for a very smart person, he was doing a lot of dumb things today. I'm like, what are you doing? Did Stefano not teach you? Like, what are you doing, son? Like, you got a good lawyer. Why are you not listening to her? He made a couple mistakes in this. He made a few. One, he didn't want to do a jury trial. That was stupid. Jury trials are your best chance of getting off because you can have a mistrial, whatever. It's like that's your best option, one of your best options. Also, he wanted to testify on his own behalf. Bell even told him, no, don't do that. I agree with Bell. Never do that. Never testify on your own in your own defense. You never do it because that gives the prosecution the opportunity to cross examine you, and you don't want to answer questions. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not going to want to answer those types of questions. And I feel like he also underestimated Da Trask. Like he underestimated the hell out of that woman. This is the same woman that put your sister in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like you really think she wasn't gonna get you too? Please. He was tripping. He was tripping. So of course Bell put him on the stand. That's what he wanted. He wanted to testify on his own behalf, and that's what he wanted. So he's sitting there denying, talking about, oh, I didn't chloroform her and I didn't this. Da Trask was like, but didn't you chloroform her before and keep her kids away from her? He was like, yeah, but that was when after she shot me and I was protecting my kids. Then she was like, didn't you kidnap her and use the stem cells of the unborn child or whatever? That fool say, you know what? I'm a invoke my Fifth Amendment. I say, EJ, like he chloroformed Sammy to extract stem cells from her unborn baby and stuff, and I'm like, now you want to invoke your Fifth Amendment? EJ should have never got on that stand. I said that was not smart. None of what he did in this trial was bright. It was not smart at all. Um, that was a fool's move. That I don't know what the hell EJ was smoking, but he just tanked his own case right here. He tanked the whole thing. He should have just shut his mouth. As a lawyer, you would have thought he everything Bell told him not to do, he did, and that's what messed him up. And of course, a judge found him guilty. I said, "Damn, now you're about to be transferred to Statesville." I'm like, he's a lawyer himself. He should have known better. Like this is all just amateur stuff that you should know as an attorney. And his attorney is good. I feel like he at one point was a good attorney, but this time it was like, what the hell were you thinking? Like he was tripping. Like tripping. I was like, EJ, this is not a good look, bro. It's not good. So anyway, moving on from that. Johnny, aka John Devil, Joe Devil, whatever, that fool is out here making moves in the devil's uniform. Like he just out here doing all type of foolishness. And Chad don't trust him. He's sitting here trying to butter up the Chad or whatever, talking about, oh, we could work together. And Chad ain't trusting him. And Chad told him, he said, I don't trust you. Like bringing up the whole Abigail stuff and EJ. And Chad would be smart not to trust him. And do not trust that boy. Don't do it, Chad. Don't do it. He got the mark of Cain on him. Don't trust him. That's the devil. Gabby is also playing a dangerous game right now. She's sitting there talking about she gonna lead Johnny on and stuff like that. Jake was like, don't do that. Jake was uncomfortable as hell. He said, don't do it. He said, I'm advising you against that. And I agree because let me tell you something. This boy is gonna want some sugar. Like if you think he about to just sign over EJ's stock to you or use those shares to get you back in that Demira without getting something in return, you done lost your mind. He gonna get it one way or another. She better stop playing that game with him. She gonna come up in the house or whatever, and he just got done fencing or whatever he was doing. He had his little outfit on, so he took the shirt off or whatever, and she trying to lead him on, trying to seduce him a little bit, be a little bit flirty or whatever. I was like, Gabby, don't do this. Don't. It's beneath you. Don't do this. Like, cause she want to know what their partnership could look like, and he started kissing her. I was like, Gabby, see, this is why Jake told her not to do this. She's playing a dangerous game with this boy. Um, Speaking of boys, like Kate was sitting at the Brady pub or whatever. Kate was sitting there all moping and stuff because she talking about, oh, I just ran into Jake and Gabby. I'm like, and that made her mopey. I'm like, Kate, why are you still worried about this boy? Like, you are back with a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are back with Roman, a man. You know what I'm saying? Stop messing around with that little boy. I always felt like her and Jake, I knew it wasn't never gonna last because he's a boy. It's like, what are you gonna do with him? She got pantyhose older than him. What are you gonna do with this kid? Like, he a grown man, you know, in a sense, but to Kate, it's like, to her standards, he's a boy. Um, and she should be happy. She's back with Roman. Everything's good. It's like, you know, only thing she need to worry about is Lucas's scheme getting found out. You know, because him really being the one kidnapping Sammy, that's really the only thing she need to worry about. That and Philip, you know, he on the lam or whatever. All those things she needs to worry about coming out. But other than that, her life is just peachy. So I'm like, I don't understand what she moping around about. Um, but Abigail was telling her about the whole Sarah situation and how she was investigating it for Maggie. Um, and Kate had told her about how Kristen was, you know, wearing a mask and, you know, running around acting like her and stuff. And that gave Abigail an idea. She said, uh-huh. So Abigail started to think. And it got worse when Maggie came in. Because Maggie had saw Sarah at the house, quote unquote. And Maggie was upset because Sarah was talking about leaving the next day or whatever. But she reiterated to Abigail how Sarah was acting odd. You know what I mean? So once she heard about that from Maggie, Abigail knew something wasn't right. She said the whole mask situation, and plus she's back in town, magically back in town, and she's acting odd and weird and all that stuff. It didn't take Abigail too long to put two and two together to figure out that the Sarah that's acting like she's in town, the real Sarah, she was like, that ain't no damn Sarah. And she ran into Sarah at Horton Square. And she told her, she said, I know your ass ain't really Sarah. She better be careful though, because Gwen will hit her. She better be careful before she come up missing. Because even when Sarah was talking to Xander, even Xander felt like her behavior was odd. You know, like the way she was talking and stuff like that. And she kept telling him, oh, I heard about you and Gwen being together and go be with Gwen, leave me alone, and I can't get over the whole baby situation. And he felt like that whole thing was odd. And he was confused by it. You know what I mean? Even when Maggie came back home and stuff like that, he looked confused. When he was looking at a picture of Sarah and stuff on the mantle, he was very confused by it. I'm like, it's about time y'all start putting two and two together. I mean, how many times have y'all seen folks run around here wearing masks? I'm like, come on now, put it together. Think. And I'm surprised Gwen even pulled that off though, because I was like, how did she get that? Like, hide her accent and all that shit. I was like, in the mannerisms and stuff. I'm like, how did you even pull that off? You know, because you would have to like really study Sarah to pull off Sarah. Like, to pull off anybody, you would really have to study their mannerisms and everything to pull it off to make it believable. But I can't wait for them to figure it out though. You know, hopefully nothing happens to Abigail. Hopefully. Gwen is going to extremes to protect her relationship with Xander. Like, crazy extremes. And we all know what's gonna come out, and when they do, we know Xander gonna go ape shit. But I'm also ready for Xander to get a job because I'm tired of Xander running around not having nothing to do and no money. I'm like, no, that ain't. It's 2022. We're not walking around broke. Like, come on now, get it together, Xander. But I enjoyed this episode though. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Peace.